Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to the Disc Connected. It is Thursday. Finally, it's been a long time. KB will be right here, having some technical difficulties, but it'll be a good night. Excited to see everybody. Been a long week. A lot going on for me. Hope everybody's happy and healthy. We got Craig in the chat from Deaf Crocodile. Gungshi, what's going on? Stan, this made me laugh so much before I went live. Lock the gates. Love that. All right, Ragnar, what's going on? Hey there, everybody. Got a lot to talk about tonight. We got I think we got like 40 announcements to cover, and then we're covering fake Oscars tonight. We're going to be sharing what that means in just a little bit. But until then, I mean, it's probably about time to see if KB's ready to come on. Let me see if maybe I should just scoot over.
Yeah, we're the Melocene title set.
Hey, KB's here.
Figure I'm local, I might as well. What's up, everyone?
No technical difficulties on this channel. How we doing, sir?
Good. How you been?
I've been all right. It's always nice to have somebody in person for this.
I know.
It changes it so much.
I'm ready to go a couple hours just to let you know what I do take bio breaks. That's fine. I don't see anything below my table on this side. I'm just saying there's nothing maybe.
Nope, no magic. But hey, KB's here. This has been amazing. Funny enough, I've been trying to see you in person since, other than my birthday party, since like August. It's been a long time, and you live like 22 minutes away.
I know, it's so bad. I'm driving over here. I'm like, it's so easy to get here.
Right.
Why don't we like? And what we have August birthday parties to celebrate.
Well, this last time was a problem. There was COVID and scheduling issues and kids and either way, I'm excited you're here. I can finally give you a replacement disc for Showgirls that's been waiting for you for like a year.
We're not talking about Showgirls.
Why not? You don't want to talk about Showgirls?
No.
Well, you brought new pickups. This is exciting.
This
I don't think anybody else has ever. Oh, interesting.
This is for our little top 5.
I'm glad I didn't peek at any of the titles other than the one I see on top. Do you have recent pickups? You've been checking out anything?
There's been a lot coming in. Not a lot being cracked open and watched. Once the Oscars get announced, I go into like Oscar mode.
I've noticed.
So it's like any nominated movies I haven't seen, I at least try to get through Best Pictures. And once I get through Best Pictures, then I saw it going into shorts and into the docs. I nerd out about it. So right now I'm at the point where I'm getting ready to watch the last Best Picture nom.
Which one's left?
Zone. Everybody leaves Zone of Interest for the end unless you saw it early.
I did.
You did?
Yeah. I think I've still not seen Anatomy of a Fall, and I still need to finish American Fiction.
Yeah.
God, the first half of that movie is great though.
The whole thing is great. When I saw the trailer, I thought it'd be one thing and it ended up being something else. So I'm glad it was something else.
Jeffrey Wright though is just freaking great at everything he does.
And what I really like about that movie is that he's great and you expect that, but everybody else. Yeah. Sterling K. Brown.
He's always good.
Yeah. And then there are like these little subplot movies that are supposed to help move the main plot along, but they're sweet on their own. So
did you watch Origin from last year? Ava DuVernay's new one. That movie, like I did, I'm one of those people I try to not spoil too much.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what it was. I just know that she's normally racially focused, and then the movie starts, and the first 20 seconds is like a reenactment of Trayvon Martin being killed, and I was like, "What the shit is this?"
Wow!
And then it's so good. You're gonna love it. Yeah,
I'll check it out.
Interesting movie. Pickups though. Anything exciting that you got in recently that you're stoked? Maybe not watched yet, but
I see you got one of them over there that I just got.
Which one?
Mean Streets.
Oh yeah,
that's my double dip for the first quarter. So I had the Criterion, and then I saw that, and I'm like,
it's a little fancy.
So, a little fancy, yeah. And I'll probably do it again with Peeping Tom. Because I got this. The Studio Canal is going to be the better release because of the higher bit rate on the transfer, but the features will be better. So
sometimes I didn't check on that one.
Hopefully. Jeremy,
Poor Things is streaming on Hulu on March
March
7th.
7th.
Nice.
Yes.
What's going on, Dell?
Brother Dell in the house. What's up?
Sibner says Origin brought me to tears. It's that good.
I want to get him on the conversation.
You got to watch Zone of Interest. Sibner?
Yeah.
Just I've done I don't think I've said this on the show yet, but there's been twice after Reconnected, Siminer's just been like bored, and so we've been chatting on Instagram, and I was like, let's just chat. So we get on StreamYard, and there was one time we chatted for like 4 hours. I'm already tired. And then we just sit there for hours and talk.
We might even talk movies.
I'm going to spoil it. I finally talked him into it. Sibner is going to be on Reconnected in a few months. Cannot wait for that.
Awesome.
I got some pickups, but it's only because I realized I haven't talked about Vinegar Syndrome stuff in months. It's mostly been other like interesting things, but this month's exciting. Phase 4 to get a Saul Bass big deal Paramount title from Vinegar Syndrome. This is wild. And then of course to keep it going with Paramount, like the fact that Vinegar Syndrome finally did an American Western, and you know, people are going to be really excited about that. I'm glad it's there. And then the partner label titles. This is Canadian International Pictures, Rajan Padavani. And then this one looks exciting. Did you check this one out? What it was going to be? And then this one looks remarkable. Herencia Diabolica. This is the Mexican Chucky or Child's Play.
I like that slip.
Dying to see this, and everybody's supposedly loved it that's watched it so far. So I'm excited to watch it. What have you been watching? Oscar stuff. So let's get into it.
Old and new. We rediscovered TCM, so that's been the only streaming I've been doing. But I have some friends on Kansas City Film Critics Circle, so screeners.
You see some stuff, yeah.
Some screeners here and there. I would have to look at the letterbox, but it's been all over the place. Old.
Any from last year that most people loved that you didn't like that much?
Ooh. No, it's actually been a solid year. Not like a 2019 solid, but like it's been a solid year all around.
Let's see which one. There was I'm still kind of sad that you know, Poor Things obviously came out and it took the world by storm, and it's great and it's overwhelming in certain ways. But Past Lives, the fact that it got overran a little bit, and I wanted it to end the year with a little more like chugging along, and unfortunately it seems like they're probably not going to get anything.
There's a couple of movies that like from the first time you watch, you're like, this is going to live with me.
Yep.
I felt that way about Eternal Sunshine, and this is going to go right next to it. It was like the next day I just ordered it.
Yep.
I was like, Blu-ray only? I don't care. So, yeah.
Well, and it's A24, so in the year it'll probably be on 4K from their store. And, all kinds of new features and everything.
Another double dip in the making.
What else has been going on? Why don't you update everybody on your channel, because you've been doing something kind of cool lately that's new.
Well, this year what I started doing was taking my one-on-one format of the conversation, making it into one-to-many, calling it the round table original. But what I wanted to do is, there's so many movie topics that we don't necessarily get to talk about. We might talk about it backstage in a StreamYard, or you know, on a forum or IG, whatever. I just wanted to talk about it, you know, live. So we did a couple of episodes where we talk about the old fart cinema, which is like the Gen Xers. So we finally settled. We had some classic names. I'll share them with you. But some of them were classy, like Silver Cinema Club, and then some of them were literally like Get Off My Lawn, and you know. But a couple of episodes with Gen Xers. This week we to kind of celebrate Black History Month, but also just to talk about it. We had one called Seeing Us, basically about people of color in cinema and social media. And I put it up on Instagram today. There was a quote by Mika from Double Feature Podcast, and she made this quote in the middle of it, talking about maybe it's because we were so used to not seeing ourselves that we were so accepting to other types of cinema, Asian, Hispanic, African American, and it's really hard when you see people who won't go into like a South Korean movie, or, you know, we have to tell them, no, Train to Busan is really good, you should check it out, and they're like, I don't do subtitles. You're missing out. So it's easy for some of us, but it's hard for a lot of people. So it was a good panel. It was supposed to be bigger, but life happens. But I check it out. It's on my YouTube channel, KB Loves Movies.
Dude McMahon says, I love the Gen X chats. Are you doing any more?
Yes. We're probably going to do one in April.
Nice, nice. Somebody said it's a freaky. There it is. What a weird anomaly to have 5 Thursdays in February. I think it was Ragnar earlier said first reconnected on February 29th. Happy birthday to all the leap year babies.
The leaplings.
Somebody's 6 years old today, even though they're 24.
Mm-hmm.
I just got reminded. You said Black History Month, and funny moment this week. I put on Hollywood Shuffle Monday night.
Yes.
And my mom and I rolling the entire time.
It holds up.
It holds up really
For
well.
A little independent movie. It holds up because it's like, this is funny, but it's still true.
We get done, and I thought Laura had fallen asleep, and she did for like the last 20 minutes. But I was like, so what do you think of that? She goes, I didn't really like it. It made me feel uncomfortable. I was like, that's the point. Oh man, it was it played over really well. I don't think my mom had ever seen it, and so it was really nice. Just like, hey, you lived through most of this. Let's discover this together.
That was really a Renaissance period where you had these little independent movies that caught buzz, and you had people like Spike Lee who inspired, or Linklater who inspired Kevin Smith. So you go from a Slacker or Hollywood Shuffle, and then all of a sudden you get a Clerks.
Yep.
So it's really interesting to see like that, just that time period. Go back to late 80s, early 90s, and just look at some of those movies you thought were big, but back then they were like $100,000 on credit cards. Check it out.
I've missed like 9 of these comments. Everybody's saying, KB, what's on your shirt? Because it looks like a 60-year-old Jason Mantzoukas.
I like this painting. You got one dog, it's going the other way. One dog's going this way, the other dog's going that way.
What else did I watch this week? Because Hollywood Shuffle was a big one, but I also watched one other. The Farewell. Did you watch that with Aquafina?
Yeah,
the movie is amazing.
I there's a lot of people who hate on her, and I can understand she's annoying, but at the same time, she's a great actress.
Yeah,
given the right material.
Yeah, she was great in Crazy Rich Asians. Great in this. I thought she did pretty well in Shang-Chi, even though it wasn't like top tier Marvel for a a lot of people. I thought she did pretty fantastic.
It was the best at the time.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
Oh well, and it's the best since then, probably.
Pretty much.
Oh man, yeah, the Farewell. Everybody needs to check that out if you have not yet. It is a really important movie. Very, very great insight into Asian culture, stuff that I never would have had any idea about. And then to see the acting from everybody, and then the special features on that disc are surprisingly good. They talk about how it's her actual family, like that inspired the director, and so damn good.
To answer your previous question, I rewatched Mississippi Burning.
It's a big one.
That holds up. Unforgiven. I got a problem with the man, but fine. Damn fine movie.
I just talked about Unforgiven the other day with this gentleman, Craig. We did an episode of The Incinerator with the guys from Deaf Crocodile and covered Clint Eastwood, and it was super fun.
And of course, I rewatched Dune. Mrs. KB had never seen it, and I was supposed to go to a screener on Tuesday, and I didn't. So I'm going to go see it Sunday if you guys want to come out.
I still have not seen Dune 1.
It's somewhere in here.
I think it's in the shame closet.
You should take it out.
I'm ashamed for not watching that one. Yeah, that and Tenet is the other big one from like current blockbuster directors.
Back in theaters.
Interesting.
I know.
Just because of Oppenheimer?
I think it's like a slow time, and they're doing a lot of re-releases.
I get it.
I get Disney doing the re-releases of the ones that they sent straight to Disney.
Oh yeah, like the Pixar ones. Yeah,
like Soul and
Soul is so good. Red. I would have loved to have seen Soul in the theater.
Me too. But Tenet, I say that, but I'll say it's probably better to watch at home because closed
dialogue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, had to burp. Sorry, we just ate right before this. I had to chow really quick too. Let's see. Couldn't hear the dialogue in Dune Part 1. Eric hasn't seen Dune Part 1. Of
Go
course,
get
there's
that glow in the dark steelbook from Walmart and just watch it if
those
you
are
don't have
such
it.
an awful
I
design.
know.
Oh,
I
let's
was like,
see.
oh, I don't have that. I don't want that.
Oh yeah. Anyways, what else is going on? We talked about your channel.
Mhm.
Anything else physical media wise recently that surprised you or that you want to talk about? What do you think about the Disney Sony thing? Obviously, that's the big headline lately.
Fox to Disney, printed by Sony.
Yeah,
That the irony
it
is,
feels gross.
yeah, it's like dogs and cats living together. So, I really don't care because it's like a slow decline, and it's just getting to a point where it's just like, okay, let's see what X boutique label is going to do with
Right.
X title, because that's all that I care about at this point. It's like, okay, get my next second side order in, or what's on Diabolic, whatever it is.
Yeah. I'm very hopeful that they will see they can make money from this
Mhm.
and we start to see actual licensing or more titles that they, were never going to consider releasing suddenly being released.
Like all the Touchstone ones and all the
All
Hollywood
the
ones.
Amblins, all the Hollywood pictures, everything. I mean, there's the Fox catalog. They're not doing anything with the Fox catalog. They're
Mhm.
doing some stuff with Disney stuff, but not very much. Let's see. Doesn't Disney own the distribution rights to Cocoon?
Yep.
Absolutely, they do.
Through Fox.
Yeah, I mean, Cocoon's a big one. Like that should have been out right when Close Encounters came out on 4K, and that was a really early 4K.
Yep.
Really early one. Wife's out of town. How's that been? I know you've been a little
So
lonely.
sad. So sad.
How long ago did they leave? I don't think we talked about
Tuesday.
that. Tuesday.
So it's just me and the pups for the week, but we're surviving. I'm not sleeping, but we're surviving.
Well, I'm glad you're here tonight. So tonight, after all the announcements, we're going to be doing fake Oscars, and this is it's such an interesting idea for a discussion topic. So we are naming 5 new Oscar categories that we're making up, proposing for the Oscars. And what we're going to be doing is naming some past favorites that would have, fallen into that category and what we think should have won from last year if that category was real. However, the obvious choice is to go with best stunts. So we are forgetting best stunts. So will not be discussed tonight because that's been talked about to death.
Low hanging fruit.
It's super low hanging fruit. And now I kind of just want to start with that. But man, we got to go through the announcements first. Let's do it. These went live last week as we were discussing announcements, and it's Imprint. All of these Imprint titles coming on May 29th. All are Blu-ray. All are coming in Australia, and most of these, which is kind of crazy, as usual, worldwide first on Blu-ray.
That's amazing.
This is from 1934, and our first title is Black Moon, Forgotten 30s Voodoo Horror. This is going to be a original black and white version on the disc and a tinted version on the disc. Not any special features listed, and normally when they're going to be working on them, it does say TBC. So I'm going to guess that there's nothing coming on this disc. This is kind of rough, but it's also pretty old, unfortunately. It kind of makes sense, but I'm sure somebody would like to talk about Fay Ray at least. I mean, it's a big name.
I think in situations like that, it's kind of like they blow the load on getting the licensing and doing the restoration. It was like, oh, you want me to find like special features for a 90-year-old movie?
The hard part, though, is it seems like Imprint only ever licenses restorations. I don't know that they've done, and I know Tony here. He's from the Imprint cast. Tony, if you know something different, let me know. They've not really done any in-house restorations, I don't think. So they normally get from the studios whatever restoration they're doing, and just put that on a disc, and they license that. But yeah, I'm glad it's coming out, and obviously it's a classic, and it's the first time in high def. Jim says, "Are you guys really in the same room, or are you using CGI?"
We're not going to touch each other, Jeff.
If I go like this any further, my hand will disappear. Oh man, I mean, honestly, I can make that look CGI if I wanted to. Next up is Roger Moore in The Man Who Haunted Himself. This is from 1970. It's a psychological thriller with a macabre twist on Jekyll and Hyde, which is interesting. But this one has a lot of special features. We got an audio commentary by Roger Moore himself.
Wow.
And a producer moderated by Jonathan Southcott. That's a previously released one. And then we got a new audio commentary by Jonathan Rigby and Kevin Lyons. Rigby is great. Kevin Lyons is pretty good too, but man, Rigby has been doing more and more stuff everywhere. New interview with Roger Moore biographer Gareth Owen, and then a documentary from previous release, 1956 episode of the series based on the original novel, The Strange Case of Mr. Pelham. Isolated score audio track, lots of stuff coming on this one.
Wow.
I've never been a Roger Moore person. Have you seen this one, and what do you think?
No, this would have been pre-Bond, and I think that was the first time I ever heard of him. I was a kid at that point, so never had an opportunity to go back and go through his filmography.
And it's a big filmography. It's not, it's not tiny.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones that, when they were working back then, there wasn't too many actors, honestly. It wasn't like today where, things were few and far between. So yeah, that's a hell of a filmography to go through. Next up, love this cover art. I'm going to zoom in on this real quick because, man,
cool.
This is gorgeous. Imprint kind of killed it this month with the cover art. This is Catacombs, a.k.a. The Woman Who Wouldn't Die. This is from 1965. Again, worldwide first on Blu-ray. This one says The Dead Return from the Grave, and this cult classic horror based on the 1959 novel by Jay Bennett. And this one has 2023 4K restoration of the original nitrate negative. New audio commentary by, again, Jonathan Rigby and Kevin Lyons. New interview with actress Jane Marrow. New interview with Continuity Girl Renee Glynn and sound editor Colin Miller. New interview with the composer Carlo Martelli. If these are all people associated with the film, they've got to be up there in age.
Yeah. It's funny because you look at it, it's going to be a limited release for something that's pretty much brand new to physical media. So if you really want this one, you probably want to pre-order it because it's going to go fast.
I imagine so. A lot of the worldwide first on Blu-ray, they tend to go a little quicker too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, how does Imprint keep doing this? It's impressive, but also wild that they keep going after these smaller titles. Love it.
It looks like they have pretty much the same people doing some of the features.
Yeah, definitely. Next up is The Queen of Spades. This is from 1949. Alexander Pushkin's terrifying ghost story comes to life in The Queen of Spades, directed by the acclaimed, what is that name?
Thorold
Dickinson. There's a quote from Scorsese that says, "The stunning film is one of the few true classics of supernatural cinema."
Okay, I'm in.
New audio commentary by critic and film historian Pamela Hutchinson. Audio commentary by Nick Pinkerton, which means this was a previous Twilight Time title. Introduction by Scorsese himself. Anna Bogutskaya plays the Queen of Spades. And then a few other older archival things, including audio interviews from back in the 50s and 60s. Again, good-looking release, and I know literally nothing about it.
I'm surprised there aren't more comments in the chat about that title.
Which other label would you two compare Imprint to?
Ooh. As far as restoration deal?
Like, who do they remind you of? What is similar? To me, this screams Kino.
Yeah.
I mean, Kino puts out a lot of the same titles. But Kino also dabbles a lot in modern film too, so it's not quite the same, but
I wouldn't say Umbrella because Umbrella does a lot of licensing for films that people already know.
Yeah.
But, proximity, that would be the only reason.
Indicator, that's a good call there, Paul. Indicator's sort of similar.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Spades is a good one, says Gungshi. What's going on, John? Craig says 4 for 4 with the cover art. I agree.
Yeah.
Imprint's always pretty dang good. All right. Next up from Imprint is Woman Who Came Back. Again, I mean, pretty dang great with the cover art here. Just very classic. This one is a worldwide first on Blu-ray. Woman Who Came Back from 1945. The chilling story of witchcraft. Stars Academy Award nominated actress Nancy Kelly, John Loder, and Otto Kruger. This one has a new audio commentary by Kelly Robinson, new David Huckvale conversation on Women Who Came Back, new video essay by Joseph Dwyer, and that looks to be about it, but we got some new people on this one compared to the other releases. this looks great. I mean,
Yeah.
astonishing, wonderful review on this film, probably. Title-wise, imprint is definitely aligned with Indicator a bit, yeah, for sure. Packaging-wise, Umbrella, yeah, that makes sense a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Next up, this is the last title from Imprint for the month. May 29th on Blu-ray, they are putting out The Uninvited from 1944 and The Unseen from 1945. This is a hardbox double feature release. And as usual, these are going to be listed to only 1,500 copies. If you want it, get it early. This one has new commentary by noir expert and Film Noir Foundation board member Alan K. Rode, who does great on a lot of the noir releases.
Yep.
Video essay by Kat Ellinger on this one called Supernatural Elements. There's 2 radio adaptations starring Ray Milland, Lady Astor Screen Guild play with Ruth Hussey and Betty Field from 44. There's a lot on this. And then The Unseen. This is the first time The Unseen's ever been on Blu-ray. This one's going to have a new commentary by Alan K. Rode as well. New interview with Imogen Sarah Smith on the career of Gail Russell. And a new video essay about the influence of Henry James' Turn of the Screw. Not sure who that's by because they didn't list it, but lots of stuff coming on here.
That finally one I know. I know The Uninvited.
Yeah, it was a Criterion release.
Yeah. Film Noir.
Let's see. Thomas McNair is trying to list a different podcast. Interesting. Tony says, I adore The Uninvited, haven't seen The Unseen.
Same.
It's been kind of hard to see. Yeah. The Unseen is good. Pre-ordered this bundle. Definitely keen to watch all these. Nice. Ragnar says, 1,500, why so limited? The reason is because they're in Australia, and these are technically only for Australia, yet a lot of people buy them worldwide. They probably, license-wise, can only sell a certain number limited, and that's why we get them the way that we get them. And they probably get them for a certain price because they're limited.
And I think they're still underselling based on the amount of people that have interest in them. Because coming from Australia, even if you go through a third party, it's not the cheapest.
Right.
It's not the cheapest.
Craig is asking, best place to buy imprint? It depends. They'll be on Orbit, they'll be on Diabolic, they'll be on Grindhouse, but be prepared. Any of these that are not the hardbox release are going to be $30.
Yeah.
They will start at $29.99. But they're generally worth it, but they're also a little pricier than other places. So yeah, Diabolic, Orbit, Grindhouse, you can get all of these. I know you shop at Diabolic a lot, Craig, so you can probably get it there.
I normally go Orbit for them.
Yeah, I think I've done that primarily as well. Cam is watching When Harry Met Sally.
Nice.
Culture Trini's here. What's going on?
Salute, my dude.
All right, enough of imprints. Go into a Kino.
Oh, wow.
Starting over Burt Reynolds, brand new HD master from a 4K scan of this one. And then let's see, they also got a new audio commentary by Daniel Kramer and Howard S. Berger. And that's it. But 2 great guys doing the commentary. Glad this is getting released. This is big names in this one, obviously. Candice Bergen, Jill Clayburgh, big title. I don't think I've seen this one.
I remember it from when I was a kid. It came out like around 79, 78 or so. So I remember it. Like we used to see like ads for it, like in the newspaper or whatever. Couldn't go see the actual movie, of course, being kids.
Right.
But yeah, I went through a Burt Reynolds phase, everything from Longest Yard to Sharky's Machine. And that's when I finally saw that.
Nice. Yeah, it came out in 79, like you said. Good job. All right. Next, Craig says he's a huge Burt fan.
Nice.
And then next up is this one, Kino, coming soon. Mortel Randonnée. This is called Deadly Circuit with Michel Serrault and Isabelle Adjani from Possession. This is
R.I.P.
R.I.P. indeed. This is one that I've heard about. I've never been able to see this one. 1982. And it's Kino, so this one will probably be pretty cheap on release.
No features.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
They'll announce something later, probably.
Yeah. Day before.
I hope so. It's not Shout Factory. Come on.
No, Shout Factory doesn't have to, because if you have the Blu-ray, you know it's on the 4K.
That was a good joke. Oh, that's funny. But they'll tell you we're working on them.
I keyed. I don't get free stuff from them, so I could kid.
Oh, that's funny. I don't think hardly anybody gets free stuff from them.
Nah.
What's going on, bearded film guy?
What's up, Chris?
Next up, this was a big one. Blue Underground, May 21st, their next 4K, Death Dream from 1974. You seen this one?
No, I'm just surprised to see Blue Underground put out anything. Is that like their first or second release of the year?
I think we have. They're putting out Goodbye Uncle Tom.
That's right.
I think this is number 2.
Yeah.
And that's May 21st. It's the second release.
But you know what? It's going to look great.
It's going to look great. And honestly, this is one of the best films in their catalog. This is incredible. For anybody that's never seen it, Larry Clark directing the hell out of a Vietnam movie. This one is great. It says, in the shattering variation on the monkey's paw, grief-stricken suburban parents refuse to accept the news that their son Andy has been killed in Vietnam. But when Andy returns home soon after, something may be horribly wrong. Andy's alive and well, or is he? And this is going to have some special features, of course. We've got on this a commentary with the co-producer and director Bob Clark from a previous release, commentary with the writer and makeup artist Alan Ornsby from a previous release, and then a brand new commentary with Troy Howarth and Nathaniel Thompson. They also have a new interview with Gary Swanson on the Blu-ray only. But yeah, a lot of these are archival releases, archival features on this release. But that's right. Blue Underground also has The Bloody Judge coming, the Franco title. Forgot about that one. But yeah, this movie's amazing. I really hope people check this out if you haven't. This one is surprisingly great.
Did I see Savini in there?
It's his first film that he ever did effects on. Yeah, it's a big deal.
And look, he has no horse headed.
Oh man, Garrett says he's stoked for Death Dream. I should have wore that shirt. Oh, I just got my my Nick shirt in from movie AV Impulse.
Oh,
should have wore that. Arrow titles got announced this week. I'm very curious to see what you think on these. May 7th, Blu-ray in the US and Canada. We are getting Night Falls on Manhattan with Andy Garcia. This is a Sidney Lumet title. What do you think about this one?
He wanted it on 4K if they were going to put it out. It's because I remember this. This was like one of those VHS movies that I used to watch, but I haven't seen it probably since like early 90s. I don't even know. Has it even been out on Blu-ray before this?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Let me check that one. Maybe it did. I feel like it might have gotten a Twilight time.
Maybe.
Somebody's probably already answering in the chat, but because I don't have a guest to check, I don't know. It came out on imprint, who we were just talking about. But that was one of their first titles. It came out in August of 2020.
Oh wow!
So I bet some of this was on that imprint release.
Archive commentary.
Yeah. What's shocking though, I don't think there's any new features. Everything is listed as archival, and
they probably just grabbed the license and put it back out.
Would not surprise me. I mean, it never had a US release, so now it's got the first title. Andy Garcia, kind of in his prime-ish. Yeah. I mean, he had a good run there for 5 years or so.
Godfather 3.
Yeah. Next up, big title for them.
Yes.
May 21st, 4K and Blu-ray in the US and Canada. They're putting out Narc from 2002. This one is newly restored. You got Dolby Atmos on this. And then we got a new interview with the director, Joe Carnahan. New interview with the DP, Alex Nepomniachtchi. That was awful.
God bless you.
New interview with actor Krista Bridges. New interview with costume designer. Promotional featurette looking at the making of the film. Some other stuff like that. Nothing else really new. And then they're also putting it out on Blu-ray. Not sure if I said that. And then if you really want, they've got Arrow site exclusive art that wait. It's not this one. I'm thinking of the next title. Whoops. I put up the 4K and the Blu-ray. What do you think of Narc? Because you seemed excited.
Yeah, only for the movie itself. It's one of those that I could care less about the special features on. But yeah, it was a good movie. So I'd love to see what they do with it as far as upgrading it to 4K and giving it special treatment, giving it all the Dolby.
I've got Narc in the imprint box set that they put out. So I'm not I'm probably not keen to jump on it, but it's a good movie.
Yeah.
May 27th in the UK, and then May 28th in the US and Canada. Arrow is giving us Pandemonium from last year. I'd never heard of this one.
Me neither.
This is not one that ever came across any of the lists that I saw for talking about last year's films. We got a new interview with the writer and director Quarks. New interview with writer and director Quarks again, and then special makeup effects supervisor Olivier Alfonso. Brand new interview with the writer and director Quarks, sharing a behind-the-scenes look at the filming of A Birth. Footage from the film's 2023 premiere in Paris, some making ofs, and then of course the booklet with new writing on the movie. I have no idea about this one. I will say the art looks pretty decent.
Yeah. You've asked me what I thought before. We're almost halfway through the announcements. It's lukewarm because the ones that are good, okay.
Yeah.
But then the ones that I don't know about, it's like, yeah. But you didn't get to the big one yet, so we'll wait.
Brad from TerraVision here saying TerraVision is doing Lumet's Find Me Guilty 8-disc 4K UHD. Something tells me that's not accurate. But you heard it here first, I guess. Thanks, Brad.
Trying to compete with somebody else's Lumet box set.
8 discs for one film. Love it. And then a big one for a lot of people, especially because the original Blu-ray release of this was super limited.
Yeah.
A lot of people missed this.
Yeah.
May 20th in the US and then, May 20th in the UK, 21st in the US and Canada. Guillermo del Toro's Crimson Peak in 4K. This is a really nice box set, considering I have the Blu-ray and I know exactly what's going to be on the inside. I'll tell you, it looks really good. What do you think about this?
I'm actually one of the people that got the Blu-ray, so I love it. And when I was watching it, I was like, this could look better. I imagine this on 4K. And that's the only reason I'd want to check it out, is just to see the increase on the bit rate, the colors, how they're going to pop. Hopefully, is it HDR? Please tell me HDR.
I believe so. Dolby Vision, yeah, HDR10.
Yeah.
Approved by Guillermo del Toro himself.
Yeah, that would be why I would get it, because the Blu-ray is fine enough. It looks good.
And it's I don't think this is a brand new restoration, since it's not that old. No, it's not new. It's still that same old restoration, but the Blu-ray looks really great. Personally, I like the movie quite a bit. Just keep in mind the trailers for this, the marketing, they all lied. This is not a horror movie. This is a gothic romance film, and it's really well made. Definitely one that if you are into that sort of side, you'll probably like it. If you love Guillermo del Toro, it's very Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Very.
Craig, you'll like it.
Yeah.
It's a good, like you said, it's a good gothic movie.
They're talking about Spike Lee showing Birth and Mo Better Blues. Yes. And then Jim wants to know, KB, do you blind buy?
I do. Not as much as I used to. DVD days, I think 80% of my purchases were blind buys. But I don't know who made the comment a couple of weeks ago, but they said every time we go to the movies, that's a blind buy.
Yep.
I love whoever you are out there, whoever you are. Great line. So true. But I'm a big rewatch person, so if I buy it and it's a blind buy, it doesn't stay in the library if I don't like it.
That makes sense. This is the one with the Arrow art. All right. May 27th in the UK only. This is not a US release. Arrow is giving us a 4K of The Long Good Friday. If you like this one, you might also be interested. They're doing a site exclusive of the original poster art as well. And of course, it's super difficult to show that because of stupid Instagram. Let me try to move it. There you go. Never mind. I don't believe there's anything new on this. Nope. But this movie, what do you think about this?
I love this movie. This is where I discovered Helen Mirren.
Interesting.
Do I have to say more than that?
No,
but Bob Hoskins is great. It's a good old school British crime drama.
Is this the Friday with Ice Cube?
No, it's the 4th sequel. You know, you had next Friday, Friday after next. Yeah, this is the Long Good Friday.
Oh man. So Bob Hoskins, really great underrated actor. Obviously, he's got a couple big ones. This is up there
It's sad that most people just know him for Roger Rabbit.
Right. Although incredible performance.
Yeah.
But it's also sad that people don't love other stuff. Let's see. Bob Hoskins at his best. Old school British crime drama. Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Next one.
And I'm going for the regular release.
I mean,
I prefer that to the Arrow.
Yeah, I get that. Is this it for? Okay. Before we start talking about terrible glow in the dark steelbooks, Arrow recently. What have you been thinking about what they've been putting out?
It's the same thing like last year. The first half of the year was lukewarm last year, and then the second half was gangbusters, and everyone said they had a great year. I was like, they had a great 6 months.
I feel like they had a great year.
See,
what
did you like from January, February?
Well, you just said first half of the year. First half of the year is not just January, February.
I know. I was starting there, and I was going to go forward.
Last year, the big one is the Lucas Moodysson box set that came out in the first couple months, and everybody forgot about that. And it's massive. That box set is ridiculous.
And when did Enter come out?
May.
That's when they got good.
I mean, that's when they got great. Yeah. Before that, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Long Good Friday after next. Yes, Mona Lisa is the one that's always paired with this, of course.
Yeah.
Arrow's got some good stuff coming up. Yeah, I mean, they always do. Lately, at least. All right, let's talk about some glow in the dark shit. So, man. New wave of glow in the dark steelbooks coming to Walmart. These will be up right now. If you're really dire for these, you should be able to go find these in some local Walmarts. Not everybody has a display yet. So, excuse me, they're giving us Battlestar Galactica. That's weird. There goes Dune. This is such a drab design.
Where's the sand?
Fast X. And then Godzilla versus King Kong is coming. This is not the glow in the dark cover because they would never do that. It just was up incorrectly on the website. So, steelbooks. This is so weird. Like, Walmart is taking over steelbooks, it seems, and now we're getting just the worst stuff. Like,
I have a theory.
Oh.
It's all the Best Buy leftovers that they're repackaging.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise much at all, but the fact that they had to go out and buy new steelbooks and do something different with them to try to sell them is so weird. But the thing is,
it's limited because only the ones that you showed are steelbooks, but they have an entire line of these glow-in-the-dark DVDs, Blu-rays, Batman 4 film collections, and it's like, why? But it's what they do.
Jim says, I love to stare at my steelbooks in the dark, so this is a win for me.
Yeah, stare at the slip while you watch a movie.
Yeah, this is weird. Like, I like things that glow in the dark. I'm human. Mm-hmm. I like lenticular steelbooks. I like steelbooks.
You ever seen Skin Deep?
A long time ago.
Ritter.
Yeah,
glow in the dark.
I need black lights. So this just, like, if you're gonna do it, make even a slightly different design.
Yeah.
Like the Dune one is the biggest example of this. There is nothing about Dune that is begging for a blue tinted steelbook to come out that's glow in the dark.
Yeah.
This is such a weird thing.
Doesn't scream sand.
No.
Scream Ice Planet.
And the thing is, I mean, I've double dipped on titles before. If I loved something, I'd be all about it. But give us a different design, not just glow in the dark.
If anybody out there don't like slips and you recently got the Willy Wonka one with the gobstopper on it, I'll take it off your hands.
Brad from TerraVision says Walmart's super hyped on steelbooks and they're asking distributors to do them. They wanted Malum as a steelbook and we said no. Jeez.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Tell them they could do it, but tell them to do better.
Yeah, interesting. All right. We got some titles from Discotech that I had announced a couple months ago, but now we got release dates. And what's crazy, they're all the same date. So May 28th is going to be the big day for Discotech. They're putting out Sex and Fury, Belladonna of Sadness in 4K. And speaking of this title, this is the restoration that Craig worked on when he was with his previous company, Cinelicious. They are putting out IGPX, I assume that's how you say that?
Immortal Grand Prix.
Immortal Grand Prix, sure. Digimon Season 2. what's this one? Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple, The Attack of Darkness. I don't know any of these. Lightspeed Electroid Albegus. Chi the Brat, the first TV series.
I like
and
that
then
cover.
Hurricane Palomar. Yeah, it's a good cover.
Not that one. The next
one. Yes, there are a couple from these that I certainly am into. I definitely want to check out Sex and Fury again. And then Belladonna Sadness. The movie's beautiful, and I'm very eager to see what they do this in 4K. Have you ever seen Belladonna Sadness?
No.
It is. Oh, you might have to borrow that Blu-ray.
Is it on that shelf over there?
Behind me.
Behind you. Okay. He keeps all the porn over there just to let people know.
It's not porn. And even Dale says the porn section of the show. It's no. Come on.
No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see.
It's the wall he won't show his kids.
I mean, they've been in here.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to talk about the Deaf Crocodile Kickstarter in just a little while. So I'm going to pass on this, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Kino announced Little Buddha coming on 4K. This is another title that came out from Imprint previously, but that was only a blue, and this is a 4K, and it's Bernardo Bertolucci, and as you can see from the poster, very stark imagery. This is going to look gorgeous in 4K.
Yeah,
as long as they got a decent 4K transfer and didn't really screw this up, this movie's going to look beautiful. Bernardo Bertolucci and Little Buddha. Have you seen this one?
Yes.
What and then this comment. Yes, a dog does get fisted in Belladonna. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, man. Where is my porn section? Most of it's over there. It's kind of dispersed through a lot of this, but yeah. John says Sex and Fury is really good. Pinky violence with Christina Lindbergh, who was in Thriller. Brendan says this movie is terrible. Keanu Reeves pretending to be Tibetan.
What was the other movie? Ninth Warrior? That he pretended to be something else?
Warrior?
No, no. It was another movie where he. Anyway.
I don't remember what you said. What do you think of this one?
It's beautiful. Bertolucci films are just beautiful. Even if the story is slow and the plot doesn't move you, the visuals will.
That's exactly what I would say. It's gorgeous. It's boring.
47 Ronin. Thanks, Brother Dell.
That's the one.
Yeah. Just,
Yes. The silence is deafening.
Yeah.
Hey,
just appropriating left or right.
We got our first announcement from Chameleon Films in literally like 9 months or something. They are releasing in April on Blu-ray in Australia a movie called Motorway from 2012. This sounds pretty decent, and it says it's going to have some exclusive special features, including a pressed CD soundtrack by the co-composers, collector slipcase, and booklet featuring a new essay by film scholar Gary Bettinson, a new interview with screenwriter Joey O'Brien, new audio commentary by Arna Venema and Mike Leader, who've been on the channel before. They're fantastic. New interview with the associate producer Ding Yun Shan, 35 minutes long. New interview with the co-composer that did the soundtrack as well. Never before seen in full archival interviews, newly translated and improved optional English subs. Looks like a good release. And then they got some archival extras as well. The ones with the CD limited to only 300 units.
Wow.
But they said if enough people pre-order, they'll increase that to 500.
All the way to 500.
All the way. Yeah, this is interesting. Chameleon, they were very quiet for a long time. And this is a random, like, fairly modern film, which I think Election was their newest film before this. And yeah, here they come with this. Yes, Sibner, this is an alleyway. The Speedy and the Angry.
I like that.
Next up, Mystery Science Theater 3000. This is season 13, now available to order on Blu-ray and DVD, and it should be shipping immediately if you go to the Shout Studios website. Of course, this is going to have some bonus features, including some featurettes, Q&A with the cast, year-end review, Kickstarter video, and stuff like that. What do you think about MST3K?
I used to watch the early ones. Haven't watched in a long time. So
I've never loved it. I don't know. There's certain like podcasts that kind of low key make fun of movies.
mhm,
I kind of hate that. Like it takes so much energy to do it. I just rather people be passionate about what they
yeah,
like.
yeah.
I don't know.
They are going fast. Those 500 burnt CDs. The days of Napster are back again.
That's funny. Yeah, I've never been a big MST3K person, but I get the appeal. This got teased earlier, but man, they are getting a lot on their releases. Kino, April 23rd on Blu-ray, they're releasing the next in the Kino cult line, Betty Page in Teaserama and Varieties. This is from 1954 and 1955, 4K restorations from the original 16 millimeter OCNs. And then a 4K restoration of Buxom Beauties from the 35 millimeter camera negative and 16 millimeter materials, which is wild, first of all, that those are getting massive 4K restorations. You got audio commentaries on these. You've got the Something Weird video edition. And Lisa Petrucci from Something Weird was commenting that there are some things either added or taken away from the Something Weird version. So it's not just like a worse quality version, it's actually a different presentation on these. And then Alexandra Heller Nicholas is on the audio commentary for Varieties. There's a lot. This looks like a really fun release. Betty Page. You ever seen anything with Betty Page?
Mm-mm. Just a documentary on her.
Yeah.
But I knew who she was.
Simner says, I once met her former fiance.
Interesting.
Brad likes when people make fun of good movies. Interesting.
I mean, that's what all those, those cinema sins and all that, that's usually what it is.
Yeah.
It's just, like you said, a lot of energy.
Ronnie was a huge fan of the original MST3K. I haven't seen the new version.
That's me.
The hard part is I like Jonah Ray, so I feel like I might like it, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Let's see what else. Brendan says, I'm with you, Ryan. Never liked riffing. This are pieces of art. Take it or leave it. Exactly. Sibner says, every time the robots make fun of it, Ryan says it's somebody's favorite. It's true.
It's
true.
favorite.
What's going on? The infinite character.
What's up, Prince?
Betty Page is it's definitely the porn section of the show. You're welcome, Dell. Had to.
It's gonna go over there.
It will. Saw some Master Pancake Theater where they did like Gone with the Wind and Citizen Kane. Got to try harder when it's not easy to make fun of. That makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense, actually.
Like you said, energy.
Hey, I put up an interview with Bill Plimpton earlier this week. I hope people check it out.
Nice.
That was kind of a big deal for me. Loved his stuff when I was younger, and that was kind of surreal. Also, thanks, Craig. I know you're in the chat, but thanks for helping set this up. Def Crocodile put out an astonishing release of the tune. Great disc, great shorts on there. Really good audio commentary. Fun interview with Dennis Bartok from Def Crocodile and Bill and a couple others that were involved in the tune that are a part of it, and it was fun.
I think it's like if you have casual watchers, they just think Thursday night is your weekly show. They don't realize that you put out stuff like during the week. Like usually what, Tuesdays?
I try Mondays and then I'm usually late because I'm busy.
Tuesdays.
Yeah, usually Tuesdays.
Yeah, you guys should definitely hit the bell, turn on notifications. That way you could find out. But it's like stuff like this I really enjoy. Like I still think you have the best Joe Lynch interview that I've seen in a long time. And he might agree.
Well, and what's funny is we're going to get to a Joe Lynch announcement in a little while, and he retweeted it today. I don't even think he realizes it was me that had interviewed him that he was retweeting. It was funny.
Yep. I'm going to get to see him again in April.
That's right. I forgot he was coming.
Panic Fest. He's coming back.
Yeah. Hey,
I posted this one.
Let's talk about Glory. June 4th, 4K Steelbook from Sony. This is going to be a really great release. This is brand new 4K restoration from the OCN. It's got Dolby Vision now, and on top of that, it's got Dolby Atmos. Nothing new in terms of features, but how good is Glory?
I love it. And the sad thing is I never upgraded for my DVD.
Neither did I.
So I have like a little DVD rack, and it's slowly like every time I get something, I pull it out, and I'm like, you could go now. You're free.
So it's buried in the closet, but somewhere I have the very DVD I bought of Glory right after I was shown it my junior year of high school.
Wow.
I ran and bought the DVD because I love the movie so much.
Yeah, I'm happy for this one. I got the announcement from Sony, and I immediately put it on IG because that's going to be like one of those day one purchases that I hardly make. And it's Sony, so it's not going to be the cheapest thing in the world, but some of them you got to pay for. Like,
well, and even then, it's slightly less than the Disney ones, and it's
True.
like $33, and they do literally the best restorations
They
in the
do.
game.
They do. For a studio.
Yep.
Yes.
I apologize, Dustin. You're right. It is the same transfer, but it does have Dolby Vision now.
Yeah, and Sony's infamous at this point for doing that. All the Steelbook re-releases is just because they added Dolby Vision.
There was the big one recently that pissed me off. Crouching Tiger.
Yeah,
got a re-release with Dolby Vision. I was like, that was one I pre-ordered because that movie's amazing. Criterion had their flash sale. It's over. Nobody cares. Man, this might have been the announcement of the week for a lot of people.
I know that made you happy.
So this is a big deal. Coming on April 30th is a movie that we had announced like 2.5 years ago at this point. John Waters' Crybaby coming in 4K from Kino Lorber, which if it was a regular Kino release, you'd be excited for a second, go, we'll get a new commentary and that's it. This release is freaking loaded.
All new.
First off, brand new HD master of the director's cut is going to be on the Blu-ray as well from a 4K scan of the 35 millimeter. Then they've also got a 4K scan of the director's cut inner positive, which was added, and then an upres of the SD master for the additional missing parts, which they went through all the trouble for that. You knew this was going to be amazing before you even kept reading. New audio commentary by John Waters, moderated by Heather Buckley, which is incredible. New featurette with the writer and director John Waters, associate producer, casting director Pat Moran, cinematographer David Inslee, and actress Mink Stoll. Pop Icons, new interview with actress Amy Locan, new interview with actress Tracy Lords, new interview with rock legend Iggy frickin' Pop, new interview with Ricky Lake, new interview with Patricia Hearst.
You have to wonder how long have they been working on this to compile all these new features.
I am astonished by this release.
I think this and Panic Room was like in the hunt for the longest first announcements to final release, and I guess Panic Room will win. For the
Panic Room will win. Well, that and then From Dusk Till Dawn was announced and then canceled.
Oh yeah, the trilogy, all three of them.
Well, that was rumored to be coming from Arrow. It was never technically announced, but From Dusk to Dawn was announced on 4K, and then it was canceled.
Simner's happy.
Simner's very happy. Yeah, there's so much coming on this. It is shocking. Let's see. Did you pick up the Godzilla one, KB? Remember the poll you made?
No.
Did you get anything?
I was stuck in a meeting. No. I have a wish list that I just keep going. And when the sale started by 11:15, I already had them bought. But then I put up the poll, and I was going to wait till the next day, see the results, and then buy it. And I was in a meeting, and I looked up and it said 11:26, which is 12:26 Eastern time. So the sale was over. And then I just went back and I looked at that $50 thing sitting in my inbox, and I'm like, October.
Dell says John Waters is way better than Terrence Malick. Fight me.
I'm right there with you, man.
100% agree.
I'm Cody. I'm your co-defendant right there on that.
And the film is a winner, says Stan. The better John Waters films are in the Criterion Collection, but my man hates them for some reason. They're great. I can't wait. Hopefully Criterion does some of those on 4K eventually.
That'd be fun.
That would be incredible. Let's see. Imagine if every Kino release was like this. I wish.
We would be waiting a lot longer for some
every
movies.
week there'd be like 9 announcements that we're just going to talk for 10 minutes. Let's see. They need to pack the 4Ks. We bought these releases before. I mean, they should. This is the only one they're really doing that for. Let's see. I'd say Near Dark is also up there. Held off, postponed.
Yeah.
Studio Canal was supposed to do that a couple years ago. From Dusk Till Dawn
I don't want
is
Near
coming.
Dark to wait to win though.
Brad says I requested From Dusk Till Dawn from Paramount and it's already gone and licensed. What's the price point on this? Stan, it depends on where you get it from. If you get it from Kino Direct, you're looking at $28. If you look at Diabolic or Orbit, 26.
Yeah.
Or if you go to Atomic Movie Store, which they are the little engine that I keep trying to suggest to everybody. Atomic Movie Store is the cheapest prices on Kino pre-orders, and they're out of Lawrence, Kansas, so they're really close to us. They come really fast to us. $50 free shipping limit, and
Storefront?
no storefront. Crybaby, $24.99 right now.
And we'll probably get it like the Friday before.
Yeah, probably. Kino stuff always comes early.
Hey, save the shipping. I'll come pick it up. Go to Mass Street.
Next up.
Oh, I like this movie.
A lot of people are pissed this isn't coming in 4K.
Yeah.
We had this conversation last week. March 26th, we're getting a Blu-ray Steelbook of Amelie. Good movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
It. She's cute.
Yeah. I get people wanting a 4K. Again, not going to happen for every film.
Right.
The big thing, this was, I believe, a very similar design to an out-of-print Steelbook that was going for a lot of money. Now everybody gets another chance. That's a good thing.
It's like American Psycho all over again.
Stan says Atomic Movie Store gets my business.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
Leave Malik alone, Dill. Sony thinking they second side with that $40 price tag.
Say what you want. Their transfers are on point.
This is $40. If this is $40 on Amazon, it'll come down.
It has to be a 4K.
Yeah.
To get that price.
Oh, there you go. This won't be 4K. It's an early 2K DI. Yeah, that price will come down, David. I promise. That's just the Amazon price to get people to. I don't know. They're not getting people to pre-order if it costs more. I don't know why they do that.
It's like an MSRP on a car.
Yeah, just give it time. It'll come down. Eureka! We got some announcements today, and I'm shocked already.
Any of these?
How many are coming to the U.S.? They announced just like 6 weeks ago that they were going to start doing the U.S. And last month we got, I think, 2 announcements, and this month they kept them coming. May 27th in the UK, and then May 28th in the U.S. and Canada. We're getting the Valiant ones in 4K. This is a King Hu directed film, and this is a big one. This is one that people have been asking for a long time. This is the last true wuxia film directed by King Hu, and this is going to come with a 4K disc. And you've got new commentary by the man himself, Frank Zhang. There's a new interview with Tony Raines on this, new video essay by David Cairns, new interview with the stuntman, Billy Chan, new interview with actor Ing-Ming Choi, some archival interviews, collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Jonathan Clements. Eureka! They do really great work.
I'm glad that we don't have to import their good stuff anymore, that it's going to be right here in the States.
Hopefully all of it is.
Yeah. Hey, Del, that's one you definitely want to pick up.
Let's see. It's a tough to support a major studio asking $40 for a single title when boutiques give you way more bang for your buck.
That's
Agreed. True. Brad says they did a 4K restoration for Amelie and it debuts this year. Interesting.
So you're saying wait.
Brad tried getting this as well from Paramount because of the 4K, but it was nabbed last year and they were dumping it on Blue. Huh. Interesting.
There you go.
Next is May 27th in the UK, 28th in North America. We're getting A Queen's Ransom. Not one I've ever seen, but this movie looks and sounds wild. This says, as Queen Elizabeth II arrives in Hong Kong for a state visit, a band of skilled mercenaries plan her assassination. Contracted by an Irish Republican, the international group of hired killers includes a Japanese explosive expert, a Thai boxer, a Filipino sniper, and a veteran of the National Liberation Front of South Vietnam.
Wow. The United Nations of Villains.
It's Ocean's 14. As the conspirators move to carry out their plot, 2 police officials work with a young socialite in a race against time to save the monarch's head, while also trying to manage a crisis that has brought a huge number of refugees to Hong Kong, including a young Cambodian princess. Let's just add another one.
Wow.
This is written and directed by Ting Shan Si, who also did Rebel Boxer. And on this one, we've got brand new audio commentary by Frank Zhang again. New audio commentary on the export version by Mike Leader and Arna Venema, who do great work. New documentary featurette by martial artist and actor Michael Worth. And then a limited edition collector's booklet with new writing by James Oliver. And the hits just keep coming. They're doing great.
Wow. It's funny. A lot of overseas boutiques people may not be familiar with. So, like I was saying before, this will give people opportunity. Like, what was it? Police Story, when people were saying, "Oh, we only get 1 and 2 on Criterion,"
Yep.
whereas Super Cop, and then finally you got all 3. I already had all 3
Yep.
from Eureka. Now we don't have to import it. It's a good thing.
The other big thing about Eureka and importing, for those that don't know, reminder now, because these are great titles and you might want to pick them up. Eureka, free shipping worldwide, no matter how little you buy.
Mm-hmm.
No idea how they do that. They must have a deal with the devil. Free shipping worldwide. That's insane.
Yeah. 2 bonds.
2 bonds tonight. And then the last one up, we are getting on May 27th in the UK and May 28th in North America. We are getting this title, which I don't want to mess up the pronunciation. Prison Walls, Abashiri Prison 1 through 3. And supposedly there's like 8 more movies from this series.
Oh, wow.
They are probably not going to have all of them if they're only releasing the first 3. Eureka's keen on box sets. They probably would have done it if they could. This one, though, they're releasing new commentary tracks by Tom Mess, Chris Paggiali, Mike Leader, and Arna Venema. They've got one on each of them. New interview with Tony Raines again. New video appreciation by Jasper Sharp and Mark Schilling. And then a collector's booklet with new writing by Mark Schilling. Again, stacked release.
It's just so cool to see masters of cinema with the U.S.
Yeah. It's nice that that's coming. Good pronunciation. Thanks, Infinite Character. Film Collector Archive. Watched The Tune last night. Blown away. I listened to the interview with Bill Plimpton. Wonderful chat. Occasionally interact with his work. That will happen more. Nice.
Nice to see you, David.
Nice. Yeah, Tony Stella does some incredible work. We're going to look at some Tony Stella artwork in just a few minutes, actually.
Nice.
Next is 101 Films on May 6th in the UK on Blu-ray. They're releasing Mansion of the Doomed from 1976. That cover is striking. I want to see that, but supposedly the movie is really bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's how they get you with the artwork. It's like the days when you'd go and say, "Oh, that movie looks good," and grab it off the shelf. Then you take it home. You're like, "Oh."
I've not seen it, but yeah, all the comments that were on this today, everybody just said this movie's awful. On this, you get a new documentary on the career of Charles Band. You've got editor Harry Karamidas on Mansion of the Doomed, limited edition booklet with some writing on this by Chris Alexander, who is he does writing for Delirium. He does the Delirium magazine. A lot of Eureka is Region B, except not anymore, Ragnar. They're coming to the U.S.
That's right.
I clicked on the wrong title because it moved up.
All the time that happens.
Amazing cover and nice special features. Yes, I agree. Next up, only a few more left, I believe. April 30th on Blu-ray from Kino, Bluebeard from 1944. This is the 80th anniversary edition.
Wow.
2020 HD master by Paramount from a 4K scan. New audio commentaries. 2 of them. One with Gregory W. Mink and Tom Weaver, and then the other one, David Del Val, who does pretty decent stuff. I think this is David's second Bluebeard title, funny enough. I think he was on the BFI release of Bluebeard. Yeah, I've never seen this one. I've heard it's pretty good. This one's 44, Lisa. If that's your name, Lisa. What is this comment? Sibner, I still believe Eureka has earned some sort of tax-exempt status due to their film preservation efforts, so they probably are able to provide the free shipping. I mean, I think BFI would have been the one to get that more than Eureka.
But here's the thing. If they are, they're passing on the savings to us,
exactly.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Not every company would do that.
They easily could have pocketed it.
Yep.
Mubi is releasing Fallen Leaves on Blu-ray in the UK on April 15th. This is the Aki Kaurismäki title. You got a Q&A with a couple individuals from this, and then a trailer with an illustrated booklet. I've not seen this one. Did you see this one?
No, it was on my to-watch list from last year, and I never got around to it.
Brendan says, are you guys going to stream till the new OCN stuff drops? No, because that's at noon tomorrow. That would be a long stream.
Noon p.m.
12 p.m., Brendan. Hopefully they'll pull some of their back catalog. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff that went out of print in Region B would be a nice surprise to have them bring it back up.
Yeah, and some of the titles have been released elsewhere in the US that kind of suck compared to the Eureka releases, and I'd love to see them get the updated release.
Yeah. Shout out Elliot Cohen, because he always talks about Eureka and Master Cinema stuff. So
Yep.
he always knows about that stuff.
Mubi slowly becoming one of my favorite new labels for Sibner. They do great work.
Decision to Leave was a good release.
Good release. Really good release. Kind of changing gears quite a lot here. Orlando Bloom in Red Right Hand. This is coming on Blu-ray on May 28th from Magnolia. That, to me, that doesn't look like Orlando Bloom at all. Hardly.
Maybe because you're thinking Pirates.
I'm just thinking a normal-looking Orlando Bloom from like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking veiny arms Orlando Bloom.
Maybe there's some time in jail.
Picked up After Sun. That's a good release for
Mubi. Yeah. A24 release is good too, I hear.
Marvin says Fallen Leaves looks good. I agree.
Yep.
Next up is All That Breeze. This is a brand new announcement from Janus Contemporaries, which is a part of Criterion. This is coming on May 28th on DVD and Blu-ray. This is from 2022, and again, a lot of these I just never heard of at all, and yet this won Best Documentary at BFI London Film Festival and Cannes and a few others.
And it was up for Oscar last year too.
Meet the filmmakers on this, new interview with the director, and a trailer. And the big thing is during a sale for something that was Oscar nominated on Blue for $15.
Yep.
That's a big deal.
I really like what they're doing with this new line, because it's given an opportunity to the smaller films that maybe won't hit the Criterion collection level, but at the same time, they deem it important for people to see. Like last year with EO, I think that was a great decision to put that out. So I think I'll end up picking this up probably latter half of the year, by October, November, whichever sale is up.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you got $50 saved. Just because it's close.
My $50 is going to this, so I'll just leave that out here.
Oh,
that's where my $50 is going.
I had to.
I'm really digging the Fellini set, but I have half of them already on standalones.
Yeah, I get that.
Same thing with Bergman.
This is kind of cool.
This is cool.
Batman Beyond is getting a Steelbook release as a Walmart exclusive. We don't have a release date on it. The only thing that kind of sucks about this is it's a 6-disc set in a regular size Steelbook, so they're going to stack it. There's going to be 3 discs on each side, guaranteed. It's a good series. I like Batman Beyond. It's not quite Batman the Animated Series, but it's still really fun.
Yeah. And I like that it's going to be all the original uncut episodes too.
Yes. And not only that, you also get what is it called? What's it called? The Return of the Joker.
Batman Beyond, the movie.
Good stuff. Yeah. If you never checked out Batman or any DC animated stuff, it's really good.
Those were the early days where it was like they really put effort into it. Not like now. I think they just like pump out extraneous stuff.
Have you been watching them?
Here and there, but not all of them.
Kind of decent. Some of them, yeah. No word on Godzilla -1 on physical infinite character, unfortunately.
We're hearing rumors, though.
That was made up. Don't start saying that on this show, my friend. We are not quoting the physical media president.
No. I wasn't going there.
So what's the rumor then? That wasn't him.
No, it was similar, but it wasn't. It wasn't from him.
Yes, somebody that we don't talk about on the show because he's a piece of shit. He posted that he's hearing that Janus has signed Godzilla -1, which he lies all the time just to get clicks. So don't pay attention to him, please. He's a terrible person. Craig says, is there a non-steelbook of this available? Yes. And the Blu-ray set is really great. And I already have that, so I wouldn't have gotten the steelbook anyways. But it's a really good set. And it does have all of the same episodes, features, and everything.
Is it still available is the question.
Oh, yeah, it might be. I don't think it's out of print. I'll let you check that.
Yeah. As soon as I learn how to spell. Oh, because I had another title in there. I'm okay. Complete series. Yeah. It's about $36 on Amazon.
36 on Amazon. And honestly, the Steelbook will probably be slightly more than that anyways.
Yeah, probably closer to 40, 45.
Is that JR? What was his last name? He has changed his name 3 different times because he has such a terrible reputation. Yes. Disc Father, Geek Gab, terrible person. And now he goes by the Physical Media President. But again, we do not talk about him on this channel. Next. Brawl in Cell Block 99. This is a film that was directed by S. Craig Zoller. This is coming in a 4K Steelbook on April 3rd. Same disc as before. It's just a repackage of getting a Steelbook. Have you seen this?
Third one? Third release?
No?
In
the US, I think it's second.
Yes, I have seen this.
What do you think of this?
It's a wild ride.
I described this earlier as somebody that had never seen it as a modern Grindhouse movie. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. It has those elements to it, but just gritty.
It is gritty.
Very gritty.
There's a lot of crazy things that happen in all of these movies. This one's fun. Really recommend, obviously, Bone Tomahawk if you've never seen it. Then there's his Mel Gibson movie, which I won't say much because of Mel Gibson, but he's one of those people that, like, I think he invites controversy. But either way, he makes some fun movies, and this one is great.
Yes.
Next up, this is the Joe Lynch title. Mayhem is coming as a 4K Steelbook from RLJ on April 3rd as well. Again, repackage of the previous disc. 4K looks decent. I don't think RLJE does Dolby Vision. I don't think there's any HDR on those. Either way,
I still haven't seen this yet.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a fun movie. It's like,
and I like both of them.
It's not stylistically like The Raid, but it's a similar story to The Raid, kind of. But it's a good movie. Good movie.
Yeah. Got to check it out.
Ragnar is asking what label's releasing Sex and Fury. Discotheque. And Brendan, there's no news beef. No, the Physical Media President, whatever his shitty name is now, it's not beef. He has doxed somebody's toddler and tried to get people to attack it online. He makes up things just to get people to share stuff. There's no beef. He's just a terrible person. Strongly recommend nobody follows the Physical Media President ever, especially because you can't believe his stuff at all. Next up, went up for pre-order today from Cauldron Films, the Houses of Doom 4-film box set. This also has 2 CDs in this, 6 discs total. You've got 2 films from Lucio Fulci, 2 films from Umberto Lenzi. And for those that don't know, these were made for TV films in Italy. And supposedly, I think they were too gory. And so, shocking, a Lucio Fulci film, too gory.
Wow.
Yeah, and so they didn't do all that well. Yeah, we got brand new special features. We got a bunch of interviews. We've got audio commentaries. 2 of them with Nathaniel Thompson and Eugenio Ercolani and Troy Howarth. 2 of them say to be determined. And then 2 CD soundtracks. There's another post here with all of the details. Lots of stuff coming. The big thing, this is $95.
It's actually pretty good.
For 6 discs, it's not bad, but also it's 4 films. Seems a little high for me. I was hoping for 80.
Yeah.
Comes with the keychain too, but also they say that's the special discounted pre-order price. So this will probably go up to 100 or 105.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. These are films that people have wanted for a long time. These have never been released on Blu-ray, I don't think, anywhere in the world. But yeah, this is, for most people, like, this is an immediate purchase. I'm glad that this is coming out in Cauldron. They do great work with stuff like this, so strong recommended to check out Cauldron if you never have. Interesting. I'm going to bring this down for a second because I have to refresh, because I had a scheduled post to go up because KB doesn't know this, but he's here on a special night. We have an exclusive that we get to share with everybody. Let me bring it back up. For the only place in the world to get the full slipcover of the brand new Deaf Crocodile title from their Kickstarter, Ruslan and Ludmila. This is the 4th Alexander Patushko film they're putting out. This is what the wrap will look like. And we got all the details already. So this is the final film from Russian fantasy master Alexander Patushko, who also did Ilya Muromets and Sampo, and also did The Tale of Sar Sultan. That Deaf Crocodile is in all three of those, and there's a current Kickstarter active that you can purchase this right now. But the big deal is that this is the last of the fantasy titles. This is a big one. He's got like all of his greatest hits smashed into this one film, supposedly. Brand new 4K restoration from the OCN, and new commentary by comics artist, film historian, and author Stephen R. Bissett. New essay by film historian and professor Peter Rolberg. Alexander and Wonderland, Folklore and Fantasy in the Films of Alexander Patushko, which is a new video essay by Walt Cha. And then, of course, Blu-ray authoring by Fidelity in Motion, and new art by Tony Stella. Again, this is a big deal. Great artwork. Glad they're putting this out. But maybe the bigger deal is that we should probably take a look at their Kickstarter, because it only went up a few days ago. And holy hell, have they been successful.
Oh, wow.
So they had a goal of $20,000, and they're almost at $65,000 already. And the big thing is announced today. Vinegar Syndrome and Deaf Crocodile worked something out where they could release even more of this box set that they are doing. So you can come and buy this box with these 4 brand new slipcovers for all 4 of the titles, or you can just get the box and the new slipcover if you happen to have the previous 3 slipcovers, and it'll fit it no matter what. This looks great. They're doing incredible work. I really hope people check this out, because Deaf Crocodile is not just because they're in the chat, but one of the most surprising, compelling, and hardworking boutique labels out there. And this is, again, a big deal for them. For anybody that thinks that a company like this shouldn't need to do a Kickstarter, I will say right now, Deaf Crocodile pretty much does this out of the love of their own heart. They don't really make any money doing this. Craig is working on restorations on his own. Dennis is still working, doing film programming and all this other stuff while they're doing this at the same time. If you are wanting to support a small business boutique label that does great work and cares about this stuff, Deaf Crocodile is one of the best companies that you could possibly do this with. Yeah, Deaf Crocodile. I've been gushing enough. Anything else you want to say about them?
That box set looks beautiful.
Again, incredible Tony Stella box art. Really love the Patushko that they did on the 4 slipcovers that you can get. You have options. This is pretty damn great altogether. And overall, the fact that they're giving options for everybody is so nice. So nice.
Link?
The link for the Kickstarter. Thank you. That is in the chat as of now, and you can go support that right now. Yes, they've reached their goal, but this is the best way to get this. This is the best and only way to get the box for this set if you are one of those people that really wants to box with some of these releases. Yeah, they do incredible work. You got any Blu-rays from Deaf Crocodile yet?
Not yet, but I would like to get a few, and also like to have Craig on just to talk more about it. And I think a lot of people, we were talking about this before, a lot of people don't know what it takes to make a Blu-ray, a 4K, to restore from a camera negative, or, you know, whatever it is. So I think it's good for people to understand the process, and I think I want to get that. That looks beautiful.
Honestly, the box and the 4 new slipcovers are very reasonably priced. The box and these 4 slipcovers that you see on the cover right now are exclusive to the Kickstarter. The other slipcover that's coming that I just showed, you can get on their website starting on May 1st. So this is the first time we found out during a Kickstarter when you're going to get it. So you're going to be able to get these in May. This, I mean, again, this looks like a really great release.
It's about to roll off. What Craig said.
Oh, look at that. I'll get KB in contact with you, Craig. Silent Mandible. So to be clear, I can order the box and Ruslan only if I have the other 3. Yes, absolutely. So many options.
I like that, but I like the way that looks too. So it will be nice to get it all together like that.
Yeah, and you can get the box and all 4 with the 4 slipcovers. I think it was like 100 total. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Oh, the box will likely be later than May, but the title will be coming in May. Totally get that.
Makes sense.
Again, astonishing looking release. And the biggest thing, if you've not seen any of the Alexander Patushko titles, oh, look, there you can see. I speak with my own money. I am certainly doing this as well. I would not suggest this if I wasn't doing it. If you've not seen these, really great fantasy titles. They have got, I think it's Ilya Muromets has 100,000 extras in that movie.
Oh my God.
100,000 extras.
Practical
Shocking.
effects.
Yeah, practical effects. That's a big deal. It's not like they CGI'd 100,000 people. Yes. Celeste is here.
Hello, my friend.
3-hour movie tonight. What are you watching? All right. So that is announcements for the week. And I'm just now realizing I did not prepare my what's coming out next week. So as I vamp here for a second, I will get that ready, which it's pretty easy because next week is the first week of March. So I don't need to scroll that far. Okay, we're ready.
Is it an off week?
I think it kind of is.
Studios.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is what's coming up next week. If you happen to forget, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance is getting its standard 4K from Paramount. Over the Edge from Shout Select, Brawl and Cell Block 99. This is not coming next week. I don't believe that'll be later. Moon Garden from Oscilloscope. This is shipping now. I got my notification today. Long Riders from Kino. Heroes, if you wanted a complete Blu-ray or DVD set, that's coming. Archangel, this is the Mike Madden film, I believe. It's coming from Kino. Mayhem 4K Steelbook is not next week as well. Saw 10 film collection next week, like you need another collection of those. There's really interesting Kickboxer Steelbook that doesn't really have great art.
No.
The Lion of Winter from Kino, Fistful of Dynamite reissue, Shivers Steelbook from Walmart. I still find it odd you can walk into Walmart and get a David Cronenberg Shivers Steelbook.
I still like the original.
I get that. VHS triple feature Steelbook, Little Monster Steelbook, Prisoners in Ghostland Steelbook, Blueberry, Children of the Corn 4K Steelbook, the brand new Children of the Corn. You wanting that one? Prince of Egypt, the musical. I know you're after that.
No.
Yeah, very off week.
Death Rides a Horse. Good movie.
Kino. Another Kino. Kino releases like 12 titles a week. That's all next week. Nothing super, super exciting. For me at least. I know that Mike Madden title is up in a lot of people's alley. Craig says, folks that ordered Bubble Bath direct from us, we're still waiting for the disc from OCN. We'll ship as soon as we get them. Cannot wait. Watching 310 to remake today. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. I like that one.
Watching The Exit of the Trains, says Celeste. Documentary and Romanian program. Interesting. Or pogrom? Did I read that wrong?
It says pogrom.
Okay. Wanted to like Prisoners of the Ghostland way more than I did. I think most people felt that way. All right. It's that time, my friend. Fake Oscars night. So like I said, we came up with 5 categories each. And these are things that are not a part of the Oscars. We're going to name some past favorites around these categories. And then we're going to propose who should have won it from last year. And I'll bring up my notes. KB's bringing up his. Why don't you go with your first one then?
Okay. This is almost obvious.
Okay.
Do you know a lot of great voice actors?
A few that I would call great.
Well, a lot of times we think of voice acting, we think of like animated features, things like that.
Celeste says a pogrom is a massacre of Jewish people. Like I said, rough stuff. Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
wow. That does sound rough.
Can't say enjoy.
All right.
Yes. So my first category is best voice performance.
Okay.
And it could be anything. It could be a narrator. Think, Stand By Me narrator. It could be an unseen performance. ScarJo, Her, for example, or animated feature. And when I think of animated features with a great voice, got to go with the late great Robin Williams in Aladdin. If it was something for last year, Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara in Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah.
You could hear the tortured soul in his performance.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, both of them are, but introducing a new character and have him be so central in it and never really see Oscar Isaac. He's not doing a disco dance or anything,
right.
But he's still really moving in that one.
Interesting. You mentioned this. Any other favorites from the past?
Ooh. Well, there's a lot of different performances and animated features that stand out, but this is, when I thought about it, it was like this was the first one that came to mind. Craig T. Nelson as Mr. Incredible. Yeah. Anyone that you could just hear the voice and it evokes emotion, because if you ever seen someone recording one of those things, they'll like whole body is into it. I don't want to say Uncle Marty as the fish in Shark Tale, but
right. All right. So my first is let's see. I'm gonna go with the way I thought about this is it's always impressive to me when it's somebody's first feature film. Doesn't matter if you're directing, acting, anything like that.
There we go.
To make it super subjective, I just said let's call it best debut feature. So if it's your
continue.
If it's your first performance ever, if it's your first time directing a film, if it's your first time editing and it's superbly edited, like that deserves to be recognized. The fact that it's the first time you've tried a feature, and it's that great, like that's a big deal. And so some of the ones from the past, the big one for me, I wrote down Blood Simple because the Coens came on the scene and just they went, I mean, we're here for a while. Like we're coming on the scene with this. You got us for a long time. And they were packing from day one. But from this past year, like I already said it, I got to give love to Past Lives. Director debut. This is somebody that has never told a feature film story before. Came together, told an immigrant story, told a like unconventional romantic story in a way that is engaging, and directed the hell out of this. This movie could have fallen flat and was engaging the entire way through.
I took it from, that's my second category. I took it from the director's standpoint. So best first feature film. And there are a lot of directors that are also writers. So you think of Eggers with The Witch, Tarantino with Reservoir Dogs. But my choice would have to be, we're going to talk about him again. I'm going to go with Lumet and 12 Angry Men. I still don't believe this was his first feature. It's amazing. And besides Past Lives, I have two more because I was going to tie, and then I was like, really, it's a three-way tie. That's not right. So American Fiction, which you say you have to finish. Great directing, especially with all those subplots going on that were equally as powerful as the main story. And shout out to a local friend of mine, Sav, who just put out a documentary last year called Chasing Amy. And it talks about basically what the Kevin Smith movie meant in his life. And it also covers his transition as well. So I'm proud of my dude. And it was the best feature documentary, I'll say. So yes, I'll include those two.
I kind of figured we'd cross over on one or two.
Oh yeah, it might be another one. Let's go.
I'm worried about this one because this one was super obvious to me as well. I wanted to go with best practical effects.
And I thought about that. That was one of my three that I erased.
I think it's important to start championing that more at the awards level.
I agree.
And we're already talking about effects in other ways, but to literally single out, you took nothing and created this instead of using a green screen is such a big deal. And obviously, we're going to go to things like The Thing. We're going to go to things that you've seen for years that are like silly to think about now, but even like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from the 90s, it's good practical effects. I mean, even the Henson stuff is really well done. But my example, I still think one of the best practical effects of all time, which I already mentioned The Thing, but I'd go with Christine. Like to take a car and unfurl it practically is mind-blowing. To be able to do that, and it looks, I hate to use the word that rhymes, but pristine. That movie is an astonishing view of practical effects.
I would say, even though there's also CGI in it, I would go with Fury Road. They did enough. Such a great mix. The last year though, I feel like this is one that you have to give the attention, and he deserves it,
to Nolan with the nuclear bomb. Like the fact that you go out of the way to film a real explosion
Mm-hmm.
when this is the easiest thing to phone in a
Yep.
CGI
He
explosion,
doesn't do
and
that.
you say, "No, I'm not going to do that." That deserves recognition.
Yeah, and it's fun film. My third category is they work as much as humans. Let's have a best animal actor.
I had this. I took it off, but I had it.
You got to do it. And my wife would say you got to go with Benji because she grew up watching Benji and loving Benji and had a dog named Benji. But I like the old school stuff, and I like this because this is one of the first film franchises. I'm gonna go with Asta in the Thin Man movies, because they made that dog do work.
Yep.
He was like actually an action star in these comedies. So
great releases, by the way. If you don't have the Thin Man series from Warner Archive, they look great.
They really do. I pulled this one, but I could have pulled them all. They're really good. We went through like a weekend and just watched. I think there's 5 of them in total. Yeah. So
that's a fun day, and they're short too. I think they're like 85 minutes.
Yeah. If I was looking at last year, I know you haven't seen it yet, but when you watch Anatomy of a Fall, look for Snoop. Look for Snoop, the service dog.
This is why I took it off the list, because I was like, I know the answer is Anatomy of a Fall just because everybody tells me, but I've not seen it.
You got to see it.
This one's really funny, but I think not. The only thing that's hard about this is I don't want them to incentivize it, which is the obvious. Why am I saying this then?
Mm-hmm.
I want them to do something like Best Twist, something where like innovative in
the
writing.
M. Night Shyamalan Special Achievement Award,
basically, And funny enough, that's what I wrote down. Is for anybody that wasn't paying attention to film at the time, I don't think it is easy to understand now, looking back, how big of a deal The Sixth Sense was at the time. That it was a blockbuster. That movie made so much money and made freaking Toni Collette a star, made at the time Bruce Willis a bigger star, made Little Dude a star. Like this was before memes, and you had references in everything. And obviously it was the biggest twist of its day. And now the director is literally known for twists. But I got to shout out what's my favorite twist: The Usual Suspects. That movie's amazing. I love that movie. I know it's got the spacey effect, but it's
art from artist.
Art from artist always. The movie's amazing if you've never seen it. And what's funny is I think I talked about this last week. What I listed for last year is the movie Missing, and not that it should win, but just holy shit, you did too many. That movie is just twist after twist after twist, and it ruins it.
And if you're looking at this year, Argyle, because we were sitting there and it was like, how many more twists before the movie ends? Over under is at 3. It was 7. So
I forgot the name Haley Joel Osment for a minute. Sorry, Dustin. Sixth Sense starring Bruce Willis, Toni Collette, Little Dude. I'm tired. Give me a break. All right, what's next?
The next one isn't actually an award. It would be a special achievement award. So many times we have movies that at the time it's not popular, or it's not well received, box office, whatever. But then we go down the line, go a couple of years, and we're like, oh man, that really was a great movie. So I want a Best Legacy Film Award. And
that seems cheating for tonight.
No.
Because you can't give an Oscar to last year's films.
Well, I'm going to focus on the category, and then I'm going to give you an example. So go back, say, 20 years, and look at a film that we hailed today that got no love then, or something that was an indie that now is like
rose and popular.
And I'm going to go with this one because I still think this needs more love, and that's American Splendor. Paul Giamatti. I always forget the name of the guy who plays Harvey Pekar, real life guy, and he's actually in the movie too. But that would be an example of something that probably under the radar. That would also be a good name for it.
Under the radar,
best under the radar legacy. But something that you can look back. We couldn't do this now because 20 years ago was Return of the King. It won everything.
Right.
But maybe 20 years down the line, you look back and see there were other films that year that actually was worth a damn. This is one of them. If you've never seen it, check it out.
Never
check it out.
I'm sure it's great. And Dell just said it's great.
Yeah.
I trust Dell. So this one's obvious. I mean, most people watching, we all talk about genre films and horror all the time.
Yeah.
Horror never gets any love, and obviously there's a very popular YouTube channel dedicated to this. But how do we not have a best kill at the Oscars in a night of reverence and uppity bullshit?
They should run it right before the in memoriam.
That's funny. That's funny. They show
Brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
They show all the nominees and then give it to one of the in memoriams.
Who might have been a killer.
So obviously, I think it would, if anything, it would bring a bit of like a comedic relief to the night of the Oscars. It's something that would just make you stop and go, oh yeah, Terrifier 2 was pretty gross, or something like that. And with last year, like, there's a lot you could choose from. Obviously, horror is a big thing, but I really want to go with the leg kill from Saw X.
I didn't see it yet.
Really?
I own it. I haven't gotten to it yet.
It's surprisingly good.
Okay,
I won't spoil anything. That's why I called it the leg kill. But you'll see, and it's show the kills, show the actors that were in the kills, and that's, you're broadcasting this everywhere, so it's going to be brutal going across.
Yeah. I thought about it because I was like, we should really have genres.
Yeah,
because most things that are nominated is usually a drama, so non-drama stuff. So dare I say it, a comedy genre film, a horror genre film, action, whatever the case may be, and not a popular, because that's so subjective.
Right.
But then I thought, well, there's different award shows for that. There's a Fangoria and there's a Spirit and this and that. But yeah, I could see that. I had that too. I was like, you get too specific, but I like Kill. I like Kill.
Kill's fun.
Yeah.
What do we got?
All right, one more. And this one is The Music Lover in Me. And for the amount of money that they spend in their budgets for these, we should have a Best Needle Drop Award. For those that don't know,
it would just go to Scorsese every time.
I'm not playing for the home team here. So, or am I? A needle drop is when you hear a classic song in a movie that may not be written for that movie, soundtrack score, whatever. So think of things like Sound of Silence and The Graduate, or one of my favorite examples from actually one of my favorite Marvel movies, Zeppelin's Immigrant Song in Thor Ragnarok.
That was a big one.
I love that moment. But yes, I'm wearing the shirt. Show it again. If you know where this is from.
What's that from, KB?
This little movie that I have this question on the 5 takes. What's the movie that made you fall in love with it? And that would be Goodfellas. So Derek and the Dominoes, Layla, the second part, and that just little montage there. I love it. I think that would be a great needle drop. But I do have a tie for 2023. Have you seen Beau is Afraid?
No.
Okay. In Beau is Afraid, they use a Mariah Carey song called Always. It is the most Whiskey Tango Foxtrot moment of the movie. And that's saying a lot. So I just spoiled it for you, but listen out for the Mariah Carey song, and you will never hear that song exactly the same way after seeing that movie. There was a picture of her and what's his face?
Joaquin?
No, the director.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Him. Put it in the chat.
Listen to KB, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But there was a picture of them together on the red carpet, and those who saw the movie before got the joke, and then everybody else got the joke afterwards.
That's really funny.
But the other one is, and because you haven't seen it, you won't get it. Anatomy of a Fall.
I'm sorry.
Has an instrumental version of 50 Cent's PIMP. And here's the better part.
What?
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Here's the better part. It's instrumental to the plot of the film.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need to see that.
Yeah.
I need to see Beau's Afraid too.
Yeah. Beau is Afraid. Oh, I saw that in the theater. Luckily, the seats were comfortable because at one point I was just like slumped. It's definitely a watch, but whew. What's yours?
So this one's interesting because I've talked about this semi recently, and I don't think it'll be that much of a surprise because you've probably heard me say it. But it's also interesting to end this conversation with this last one because theaters are important to both the two of us. We've been to multiple theaters together.
Mm-hmm.
We love theater experience, but in all reality, a lot of theaters not doing super hot.
No.
We are sitting in a time where they're charging $20+ for a seat and then $15+ for a drink
and $20 for popcorn tins you could stick your hand in
and other things. And on top of all that, like the dynamic pricing for better seats and all that, that's bullshit. It's driving people away. So in my opinion, I would love to see something where they incentivize some sort of experience with the theater. And so something like this last year, this is my example, Barbenheimer. Like that was an organic thing that happened because it came about on the same day and it made such a big deal across the world. People went and literally saw both of them back to back, and we're not planning on seeing one or the other. And they literally went and saw both films because of this Barbenheimer movement. And it's not the only one. Like we've had the big one for me that I wanted to write down. Funny enough, we talked about him earlier. Stuff like polyester. When you release a Smell-O-Vision card for your movie, even though polyester didn't play like a huge number of theaters, but that's
when it's re-released, people want that experience again.
Yep. And when you do it, it's not just a movie. It is an immersive experience that you go home and go, I'm going to remember this for years because some things on that card don't smell super hot.
Nope.
But it's one of those things where I mean, that's the whole point of the Oscars is to incentivize movies, incentivize film, and getting people to remember through an experience. That's the magic of it. And that's things like freaking William Castle from back in the day doing, random ass things just to get people to go, this has never happened before. And I fell in love with the situation. Like that makes you love the magic of the movies.
Yeah.
And I love stuff like that.
Yeah. The only concern is that people will try to force it and have like some.
Yes, of course. But we'll also get some things that are kind of forced, but super interesting and unique.
I like when it's organic.
I do too.
Yeah. But those are good.
Those were fun. I had God, there was one more that I was gonna do.
Honorable mention.
I did have an honorable mention and I deleted it. I can't remember what it was now.
There are some that other award shows do that the Oscars could incorporate.
Yep.
Like tomorrow, like best cast ensemble. I had best casting director because I think that's a skill too. For you to gather a group of people, whoever those two guys that worked on Pulp Fiction, I don't remember their names. One of them was Gary something. Give them an award because to get that group of people, upcoming stars, known stars, revigorate two careers between Willis and John Travolta.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is. I think one of the ones that I was going to bring up is normally best international feature. Skews pretty art house normally. Go on the opposite. Do a best international art house and then a best international genre film. From last year, like When Evil Lurks is never going to get enough love. Love that movie.
So
I think it is never going to be able to get the respect that it deserves. And likewise, Terrified. That was from the same director. People still don't know what that movie is.
Yeah,
and
they was like Terrified. What?
Yeah.
No, and Rugna did not do.
But if we somehow brought attention to some of those, like the South Korean horror that we're getting, would get some sort of love.
Yeah.
The attention that random like Eastern European countries that put out this weird ass sci-fi, that's the perfect place to say it's not really art house, but nobody's watching it. Let's send it there.
And it is the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Exactly.
You could do it that way too. So
highlight it. Gosh.
You got any comments? I know they were like flying by.
There's tons, and we're not even at 2 hours. This is weird. Let's see. Stan loves Beau is Afraid. We missing something?
I was looking for my water bottle.
Did you throw it?
It's hard to throw. It's like 20 pounds.
Let's see. I think Tarantino, Coppola, and Crowe would have a few Oscars if the soundtrack was an award.
Yeah. Good use of music.
Best film title. That's an interesting one.
How about best cold open?
Best title screen last year, Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead Rises. Yep.
Love it, love it. Debut for Jordan Peele for Get Out. This was on my list for sure. Marvin says Past Lives was second favorite film. What was a favorite film then?
Yeah, put that in the chat, Marvin. What was your favorite of last
Kubrick Glover. Hey, Ryan and KB. Can't remember the name of the guest, Ryan, because your physical media awards. I bought the Severance Sensual. Nice. Hope you enjoy it. A lot of people don't. It's a very interesting set and literally maybe the best box set ever. We have best leading actors, best supporting. Now we need best day player. I just gleeked everywhere. Sorry. Best extra. That'd be an interesting one.
Yeah, there's a lot of times when somebody comes along. Well, we get that in supporting actor too, where they just come in 10 minutes or less and just steal the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike Dog. I like
Gus
that.
the Mule and Gus. Bart the Bear in every movie involving a bear in the 80s and 90s. Oh, look at that.
Chimp from Every Which Way But Loose and all those other movies too.
And then the chimp from Nope.
Oh.
Gordy, was that his name?
Yeah.
Too soon. I need to rewatch that one.
It's a good
Primal Fear, that's a good movie.
Yeah, I like that one.
I still love this comment. Let's see. The Crow should have been an award season at the time. I mean, that's one that could have been that legacy award.
What do you think about the remake?
I mean,
I think Skarsgård is like the hot boy for weird movies right now.
He is, but also everybody's so up in arms because this doesn't need to be remade. Okay, first of all, they looked pretty extreme. They're going to get called out for it. If they look too similar, it would have been, it's too similar. Where's new ideas? Why are we remaking this? We already have the original. They probably made the better choice. Plus, he looks like he did in the comics. I got nothing against it.
More than
I'll be interested to see it.
More than Lee did.
Let's see. Definitely agree on American Splendor. I need to see it. I love Giamatti too. Oh, he is young.
Yeah,
he is so young.
I have a screener. That's why it's still sealed.
Interesting.
So I just watched the screener. But
let's see. Craig says 4 genres, max 5 films per genre.
Yes.
Hard to have comedy as a genre because it's dead. Well,
but what that will do is just give like the obvious choices the award. And it will encourage more people to make certain genres. Right now, it feels like they're taking a risk every time they do something like a no hard feeling. So whatever the case.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. What was the best comedy from 2020?
Probably that one.
I'd say Bottoms.
I really enjoyed Bottoms too.
Marshawn Lynch is funny as hell in that movie.
Talking about his divorce.
KB, you would have to have best diegetic and best non-diegetic needle drop.
I'm glad you know.
Kind of, I guess.
And what happens when they cross over? Baby Driver.
Under the Rainbow and 9, and I got 5 on.
Yes, I got 5 on it, and I got 5 on it. Is Us.
It is not Get Out. That's right. Murder on the Dance Floor from Saltburn. I still need to see Saltburn.
Good call.
PTA's.
I got some love that BAFTA. I think she performed and everything.
I think they got everybody, like even Ryan Gosling is performing at the Oscars. I think they all are this year.
I'm just kidding. Yep.
Let's see. The Tingler, exactly. Sounds like a showmanship award. That's probably a better word for it. Probably couldn't happen yearly. That makes sense. We're 12 hours early for the vinegar announcements. We're not here for the vinegar announcements. We're here because it's Thursday.
Pretty much.
If so much of the ticket price goes to the distributor, why not lower the price, get more people through the door, and sell more popcorn? I think a lot of them to the distributors are demanding the prices, sadly. Best dolly grip. Speaking of Oppenheimer, it's interesting how seeing a film on film turns seeing it into an event. I mean,
yeah. If you have that theater, like I don't have a IMAX 70 millimeter anywhere around here. I ended up seeing it up north. I mean IMAX, I guess digital 70 millimeter.
What's up, Fish?
Fish, my favorite fish.
Eli. Oppenheimer is Marvin's favorite. That makes sense.
Oh, okay. I see that movie like down the line, like people are going to have regret that they paid that much attention to it. Not to take away from the genius of it, but compared to other movies that won't have a chance in certain categories, yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of good films last year.
I agree. Eli says, any truth to Scream Factory releasing Killer Clowns from Outer Space? It looks like it, but as usual, I would say wait until they actually announce it instead of letting Dawn of the Discs leak it. Monday, when that gets announced, you can feel better. But I mean, we just found out recently what happens when Dawn of the Discs leak stuff and then the faculty doesn't get announced. Everybody gets upset. Yeah. So just wait till the company actually announces things.
I really thought Arrow was going to upgrade it to 4K.
And they still might.
Yep.
They still might. Ronnie, thank you. Comedy is not dead. Have you seen Bottoms? Yes, good. That's what I called out. I love that. The new Crow does not look like the original comic book. Not the original. There's multiple comic books. I think there was 4 comic books related to the Crow. There's multiple looks that they've had. I would have cast Charles Melton if I wanted him to look like the original James O'Barr comic. I mean, there's lots of different ways to check that out. I've not watched stop motion yet. I need to see it. I absolutely agree. Have a good night, Dell. We're probably about to call it a night, too. My mom just watched Oppenheimer. It was interesting. Nice. Yeah, there's a couple. I get what you're saying, Sibner, but obviously they got to do something super different. Man, we're all caught up. Anything else?
Yeah, always fun.
Well, you try to stay fairly up to date with most new movies coming out. Mm-hmm. What are you most excited for this year?
I hate to say, but Terrifier 3.
Really?
Yeah, I something about those movies, man. I really like the fact that they don't cut away.
Interesting.
It's like sadistic.
It is. It is
in a fun way.
I never would have pegged you for that.
You know what it is? It reminds me, and I know somebody's going to say this is blasphemy. It reminded me the first time I watched the original Saw. It was something that I didn't expect. And it like really caught me off guard.
Speaking of twist, like that's still one of the biggest twists ever.
My ankle knocking against this. Yeah, big twist there too. So yeah, I mean that's the first one that came to mind. Worst person in the world. What's her name?
Is it
Resavat or something like that?
Yeah.
She has a new movie coming out. It's a zombie movie. Yeah, I got it. It's on my watch list. Make talk.
Make talk. I'm here to make talk. Have a good night, Paul. Stan agrees with KB on Terrifier 3.
Here it is. Handling the undead. Abnormally hot summer day in Oslo, a strange electric field surrounds the city as a collective migraine spreads throughout the town and newly deceased awake from death. And it stars Renate Reznov. Worst person in the world, chick.
Yeah. Ronnie says, speaking of Bottoms, any chance of a Blu-ray release? Because not to be dramatic or anything, but I might die if it doesn't get one. I mean, honestly, I'm hoping for it, but I'm not super optimistic at the moment. I think it will likely get a overseas release at least. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see a movie release pop up.
I'm actually hearing early good things about Furiosa too.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. Civil War.
Dustin says, I saw it. It's fantastic. So thought-provoking and haunting.
Okay.
There you go.
Those are the only ones I could think of. Paddington in Peru.
That's, yeah. Civil War is probably going to be my answer to that. Or that new Kristen Stewart one that's about to come out. Looks really great. The crime movie. It comes out in like 2 weeks, I think. It's very soon. And then Furiosa is a big one for me this year.
Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah, Nosferatu. I forgot that's this year. And then they just announced it. Saw 11 coming out this year.
That's why it's funny that they're putting out another 10 movie set.
I'm all about it. Saw 11. Saw 10 was great.
I heard it's return to form.
It's like top 3 for me immediately. And I'm like, we saw almost
OG.
OG
and
OG 10, and I go between depends on the day. 2, 3, and 5 are all really good.
I would say 3.
3 is really great.
Yeah,
I like the kills in part 2. Craig might be going to Dune 2. I still need to see Dune
I'm going
1.
Sunday. Abigail, that looks like fun, but I think I'm going to be disappointed.
That's what it's called. Love Lies Bleeding. That's the Kristen Stewart one.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you, Ronnie.
Just crying in it.
Well, I mean, at 2 hours, this is one of the shortest reconnected in the world.
I
but,
did it. Forget about going for the longest.
It's easier when we're in person, and also the Oscar categories go super fast.
Yeah.
Either way, the Oscars are fun. I hate how many people shit on the award shows.
I don't like art to be. It's kind of like when you get a little gold star for your art project. It's
pretentious and dumb. I get that.
Yeah.
But also it's fun.
Yeah. As a movie lover, you should still like award shows.
Right.
I'd rather watch Fangoria though.
I agree, and they're usually more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dustin, yeah, you're right. Ryan, sell me that. What?
Oh yeah, t-shirt check. Show your t-shirt.
Oh, the Prowler. Oh, sell you that Black Emmanuel set.
Oh, that's what he was trying to say.
I think I'm good. Yeah, that's a once in a lifetime type of release.
I don't even see it.
It is right here.
Oh, it's behind me.
That's
the second time tonight something behind me.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I just realized you have 2 copies of something.
Oh, I think you're looking at my sell pile.
Oh, okay.
Or we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Anyways, hey everybody, thanks for hanging out. Next week, Monday, interview going up with Art Label, one of the newest OCN partner labels. They've got a new title getting announced tomorrow, and so we're discussing that. That'll be out on Monday. Show next Thursday. It is the first of the month, which means Dr. Will Dotson will be here, and it will be much longer than 2 hours. Yes, it's not even 9 p.m. on the West Coast yet. I'm sorry, Craig. You'll have to have to figure out something else to do for 27 minutes. Go watch a movie. Thank you for being here in person.
Always good.
This always feels so much more fun in person.
Yes.
Thanks everybody. We'll see you next week. I think do I have new credits up yet? No, we don't. So go watch a movie like KB says, and make sure you've gone and subscribed to his channel. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night.